How's it going, guys? It's Cole with See-Through Panel, doing a quick rundown of my 2022 September comic book haul here. Is a smaller haul for me, a smaller order for the month than I usually have, but some really exciting stuff and stuff that I've been waiting a long time for. So I'll start really quick with just three Hellboy hardcovers, The Bones of Giants, The Silver Lantern Club, and The Sword of Hyperborea. Really excited to add these to my Hellboy shelf. The Bones of Giants is Hellboy interacting with Norse mythology and Mjolnir and things like that, which is really, really cool. It is originally a novel written by Christopher Golden, story adapted to comics by Mignola and Golden, art by Matt Smith, colors by Chris O'Halloran. The trend I'm noticing with this new batch of Hellboy books is that Dave Stewart is no longer the colorist for all of the Hellboy books, which is understandable. He colors a lot of books, and he's colored almost every Hellboy book up until this year. Chris O'Halloran does a fantastic job, but I still feel as if there's something missing in the colors. This is reminiscent very much of Stewart. I'm sure Stewart left extraordinary notes and a very long back catalog of work to look at for Halloran to kind of get the style down, but I do notice it's a little different. I'm sure I'll adapt to it, and it's not the biggest deal, but the actual content of the story I'm super excited about. I love Norse mythology, and this is just kind of a meeting of two things that I love, The Bones of Giants. And then we have Silver Lantern Club. This I'm not really sure what it is. I don't buy literally everything that Hellboy, the Hellboy line releases, but nearly everything, and this was good enough, I think, to fit that bill. Story by Chris Roberson and Mike Mignola. Art by Christopher Mitten and Ben Stenback with colors by Michelle Madsen. Once again, not consistent coloring anymore, but the tone of it is still pretty fitting, I think, in the BPRD line. This one I'm less sure about what it's about. I just was interested in it, and it doesn't take a lot to make me buy a Hellboy or BPRD book. So I do love the artists on these books. Very consistent, good art in a similar style, but with a little bit of variation. This is a little different than your typical Hellboy style, but I think it works well and fits well. So I'm excited to read this. Just some classic Hellboy stuff, it looks like. And then The Sword of Hyperborea, I'm super, super excited about, written by Mike Mignola and Rob Williams, art by Lawrence Campbell, and colors by Quentin Winter. This is one that I had to get because I'm just in love with the sword from the BPRD storyline and the character who wields it here in BPRD books. I won't say much about it in case you haven't read it, but he is awesome. He shows up in the latter half of the BPRD storyline, and he's just awesome. Really, really in love with that story, and I think he's only in it for one issue, and then we transfer the sword onto other people and kind of go with the saga of the sword itself. So it's a bit of a time-jumping story. Read the first issue when it came out and decided to just wait for this book. I'm glad it was released in hardcover. So really good additions to the Hellboy shelf there. There's all of them together. Next up, I got Velvet by Brubaker and Epting and Breitweiser. Steve Epting on art, Breitweiser on colors, and written by Ed Brubaker. This is a spy thriller, classic kind of noir spy story. Love Steve Epting's art, love Brubaker's stories. I have almost everything that he puts out, usually with Sean Phillips, but you can't go wrong with Steve Epting here. I've never read this one. I heard it's really, really, really great, and just like everything Brubaker writes, I think it's held in a high regard. Really excited to have the deluxe hardcover here with some extra content in the back, essays and kind of one-shots, process, things like that. So this will be going on the Brubaker shelf definitely. Then I got something I can't terribly show off well. H.R. Giger art book, 40 years, Taschen edition here. It's so thick because it is written in German, French, and English, I believe. So the whole thing is, every chapter of essays is reproduced 3 times. So it's kind of got a lot going for it. I'm not going to show a ton of art here because Giger has very sexual art, and I don't want to have that affect my YouTube video. But something that is weird about it is it has this cover that runs down and folds back. So when I'm reading it, I don't know what to do with this. It just kind of hangs out here, and if you let go, it just kind of flops back. Don't know what that's about, but really excited to have a Giger art book. It's a little small in size for me, besides the thickness of it, obviously. But it does reproduce nearly all of his art, and I'm really happy to finally have an art book from him. I've been looking to get one for years, and there's never been a good one in print. So although it's a little small, I'm really happy to have it. This is the final book and the one I am most excited to receive in my haul. I've been waiting for this for years, and it's Seven to Eternity, the deluxe edition, written by Rick Remender, art by Jerome Pena, with a fill-in by James Heron, colored by Matt Hollingsworth. This thing is an absolute brick. It is huge. I'm sure compared to the hardcovers, you can see that it's just gigantic. But this book is just gorgeous. Jerome Pena is an incredible artist. Rick Remender is one of my all-time favorite writers. I'll just get to some early art here. Colors are gorgeous. Opena drawing just a really awesome fantasy tale. It is in the Rick Remender style where it's very character-driven fantasy and explores a lot of ideas that I really enjoy. Very emotional. I read 1 through 6 of this, stopped, waited for this for several years, and finally now I can go through it all. Awesome character design by Opena, and really, really great writing by Remender on this. Just very engaging. You're going to fall in love with all of his characters while also hating them. Classic Remender stuff. And I'm just super, super excited to have this deluxe edition, finally. I heard it had a pretty limited print run, so unfortunately you might not be able to get this anymore. I don't know. Hopefully you can. If not, just buy all the trades. The story is definitely worth it. Just a wonderful spread there. Yeah, so this is definitely one of the books I've been most excited for this whole year. So I'm really, really glad to finally have it. Really, really nice build quality on the book. Show the binding a little bit here. It's pretty stiff still. I'm probably going to have to crack this open really carefully. So, yeah. This is a pretty decent haul. Small, but a lot of stuff I've just been waiting for a long, long time. And really happy to have this stuff in my collection. So if you guys got any of this, let me know how you liked it. Let me know if you read Seven to Eternity, if it's as good as I'm hoping it is. And let me know what you got this month, guys. Appreciate it. Peace.